Hyosung GV250. It's 2007, and I haven't been able to ride it for a while because the clutch cable broke. And right here you can see, you take the boot away, the cable broke there. So today I'm going to be replacing it, and hopefully it'll help you if you ever have to replace yours. So the first thing you do is take off this plastic boot cover here. It'll actually come all the way off the bike a little bit there. And then you see here we've got the adjustments. I've actually already taken this loose, as you can see, but I'm just showing you what you'd have to do yourself. This here is a lock nut, and you have to loosen that first, and then you pull this piece out. Now after you pull that out, you still have a piece stuck up here in the handle, and all you do is turn it around through this slot and pull it down. If I can do it, there we go. What you got now is a you can see how the cable was fastened in there and held tight with this little knob here, but you have to pull that out of the handle as well. The thing, it's not necessary to keep this anymore because the replacement piece will have a new one of these, obviously. As you can see, the cables are all connected here in a cluster, and all you need to do is fish this one through and get it out, because you get a whole replacement cable here. But you just pull that out, and then we're going to snake it through the handlebar here assembly and out the other side. Now before we snake it around the side, I want to show you one other thing you should do before you do the next step. If you come over to the other side, you'll notice that there's this plastic assembly here, this whole big thing here. There are two Phillips head screws, or bolts rather, one here, one down here, and you loosen those because the cables go down through here, and then this kind of houses them and hides them, protects them from the weather a bit. So you want to loosen that off first. As you can see, it's going to there's another clasp here that this is going to have to come out of. The clutch cable actually goes down through here, follows along here, goes at the other side. I'll show you where it attaches on the other side. It comes and attaches right here on the motorcycle, so you're going to be loosening it off here for the replacement. But first you want to go around back over on the other side and remove that plastic housing. There's the two screws, like I said. There's also a little clip here that attaches on to it, and up at the head there's a little kind of part where this one and one on the other side connect, so you just kind of take this and lift it off. Okay, I've loosened the screws and taken them out. They're actually bolts, and they do have little washers, so make sure you don't lose them. When you do that, then it's fairly loose. This then comes off. Here, I'll zoom out a little bit first. That's about as good as I can do. This comes off, lift it up over the other one, and now you see all the cables are exposed. Just save this, you don't want to lose it, obviously. And now we're going to fish the clutch cable through this network and out. Okay, so now I've got a hold of it. As you can see, it kind of goes underneath all of the cables that go to your handlebars. So you want to just pull it right on through. There, you got that out. As you can see, it kind of, well, you can do it any way you want, but it starts to interlock with a few more cables. I'm grabbing it down here at the bottom and just pulling it. Might have to have both hands to do it here, but you just pull it right on through. Boom, it's out. Now the whole cable's free from the bike except for where it's attached to the engine. We're going to go over there and loosen these bolts here and get it out. Okay, we're on the other side of the bike. Really, all these other pieces up along in here are adjustment pieces. This, when you get your replacement, it's going to extend all the way down to here. So to make it a little bit easier, I actually recommend loosening this bolt here, which holds it on here, and then lift the whole thing out, and then it's a lot easier to work on rather than trying to work on it right here. Again, before I take it off, here's the replacement cable that you get from the dealer. Just in case you're curious, there's the ID number for it and everything, in case you're wanting to write it down so you can call your dealer if you haven't got one yet. And the replacement piece also, you'll notice here's where it attaches onto the housing. Here's your adjustment spot, and this boot does extend a little bit. You can see that the cable's underneath it in there. That's right there, and as you can see, it's the adjustment can't get any closer than that. Here's your two adjustment screws, or nuts rather, on either side. You need to loosen those to be able to lift it off of the housing as well. One other note, the bolt here that you're going to loosen requires a 10mm size socket. The sockets are a little hard to get in there. I'm going to use a 10mm wrench to do the job. Okay, after you loosen it, it gets to the point where you can hand loosen it a little bit, and it should, if you wiggle it a little bit, it should then pry up. You might need to use a screwdriver maybe to pry this piece up here, but that's all there is to removing that. Okay, I pulled the bolt all the way out, and then I applied a flathead screwdriver in here in between this little gap and twisted it just a little bit, and that loosened it enough for this to be able to come pretty much all the way off. So that's loose from the engine now. If you pull it out a little bit, you notice on the bottom side there's a cotter pin here to hold your new assembly in. Once you get it in, you do not want to lose that piece there with the cotter pin, because then you won't be able to reattach. So then you want to bend the cotter pin straight with your fingers. Maybe grab the other end with a pair of pliers and pull it free. Okay, I just pulled out the cotter pin, set that puppy down right there. Then we've got our piece here. I'm going to take out the little peg here that goes in between the two, and hold on to these pieces here, don't lose them. And all we're left is with the clutch cable, and you want to take careful note of the distance there, about where they're set. That way you can maybe preset your replacement to the same length, and it won't be as difficult when it comes to adjustment. Okay, we're on the other side of the bike. What I did was I pulled this boot off here so you can see the other side where it attaches. I should have clarified a little bit. This particular part of the bolt is actually, or the clutch cable is, this is what you actually use to adjust with. The bolts or the nuts on either side are just basically locking nuts, so that's what I meant. The nuts on either side are just locking nuts, so those you can loosen and then lift right out. Back on the other side, forgot to mention these little locking nuts. They take a 12mm size. You just kind of have to go in like this with your wrench and loosen them that way on either side. The good news with these, though, is that usually they're only hand tight, because obviously it's kind of hard to get in there, so you can usually use your fingers just to loosen this up to make it slack enough. And what you want to do is loosen it enough so that it actually comes off the bolt. So you just keep loosening it so it comes off, and then we're going to pull it loose. Okay, I'm on the other side of the bike now. Now, as you can see, there's no way you could pull that bolt straight, up through there, or with the lock nut on the other side up. So, but what you actually do is, that space is wide enough though for the cable to come up. So you actually need to kind of reach around with your left hand and